Hi, I'm Siddhi. I talk to researchers about what drives them and what they're passionate about. What's your name and what are you studying?
My name is Mudit Garg. I'm a postdoc in astrophysics. Recently finished my PhD at the University of Zurich. What I do is that there are black holes at the center of galaxy, and our universe has grown by smaller galaxies merging into bigger galaxies. So when these galaxies merge, their black holes also merge, and they release something called gravitational wave. So how we perceive light using electromagnetic waves, similarly we can perceive this gravitational wave, which carries information about these black holes, how far they are, what's their masses, and other properties. And to see them, I'm working with this mission called LISA, which will go in a space in 10 years, which will see this millihertz gravitational waves.
So what's the project you're currently working on that you're really passionate about?
Right now, I'm working on what we see in our galaxy is that these black holes are not alone. So if you have seen the picture of M87 black hole, so these black holes have gas around them. That gas is there because galaxies have supernova or other processes which push the gas towards the center. When these black hole in a binary interact with this gas, they release all this amazing light which we can see on Earth. But when the gas is there, when they are releasing gravitational wave, it's possible that your signal also has perturbations because now your binary is shrinking slightly faster or slightly slower than expectation from vacuum. And because of that, you can measure them and then it can tell you what's happening around these things. You are seeing something very close to black hole, which is almost impossible to do unless you can image all the black holes in the universe. The thing is, people usually understand this gas flow as a very quiet gas flow, but they can have turbulence and other things. That means there is a lot of stochasticity happening, and those things can be measured, and that's what we are working right now.
What's your process when you're trying to learn something completely new?
The best course of action is to read about it. If you're in the field, you know some basics. You need to understand how people have approached it past and what kind of breakthrough has happened. Sometimes a problem looks very complex, but because people have thought about it for 10, 20, 30 years, way to explain it very easily. So that could be one challenge. Another is to make a toy problem, very simple problem. Try to apply the model and see whether you are able to see something which makes sense. The way is to tackle any complex problem is to make toy problems, try to solve them, and then try to incrementally make it more difficult to address your question.
Which single habit do you think has contributed most to you?
I think work-life balance is something which contributed a lot. I do enjoy my work, but I also enjoy my social life. I try to not work more than let's say after 5 or 6 p.m. Means when next day I come to work, I feel fresh. I don't feel like I'm being burned out. And sometimes, of course, the demand of the project says that okay, you have to work more often or less often. But I think that principle has really helped me. Your mind fresh is also very important.
How do you navigate the balance between working hard and working smart?
Working smart is of course desirable, but sometimes not possible. You don't know what you're looking for. I think the balance is that first you try to understand what has happened in this thing. You try some tricks to see whether you can simplify the problem. But at some point it becomes clear that it cannot be simplified any further and you have to bite the bullet and actually do the hard work. Because sometimes if you don't think about it hard and just try to do it from scratch, it is possible that you are putting a lot of effort into something which is already solved or which doesn't require as much effort. I think working hard to get intuition is fine, but I think working smart is always more beneficial in long run.
What drives you to keep going even when things are challenging?
Like things will get harder because if it's trivial, then there is no point doing it. What keeps me going is that maybe past experience, like saying that if you try enough, something will come out. Sometimes you start with some thought in mind, but you realize that even the simpler problem has not been solved. So you try to solve that. Some days are not same as others. Sometimes you are bogged down by something which takes like a lot of time, but once that is solved, then everything goes fast. So it's just that this belief that if you keep trying, something will come out.
What's the best advice someone has given you?
Not do something just because it's easy. I think it's always a balance about doing something easy has benefit because you can quickly maybe in academia publish something, but then it is not pushing the envelope in that sense. Doing something extremely hard can also be challenging because that means maybe after 2-3 years you have nothing to show for. Solving the hard things without being bogged down by too much complex thinking. Don't try to do something which is trivial. Like suppose you do something and you know the result is that, then that is not kind of what we are doing in research. We want to do something which is a question which has not been answered before and you try to answer that.
Who is your supervisor and how have they influenced your activity?
My PhD advisor is Lucio Meyer. He's a professor in University of Zurich. I think he's one of the kindest person I have met. So is very helpful in nudging you toward something or provide you people to talk to about a problem you have. They have given me freedom of what I want to research. He's always there when I want advice, and he has also provided me enough opportunities to go to conference, talk to senior people, to make connections. He has really helped me to hone my skills and learn from other people.
Within astrophysics, or have you changed?
In bachelor in IIT Delhi, we had a bachelor thesis component in the final semester. So I was working into something called Beyond General Relativity, where you try to make corrections to Einstein theory. And for masters at ETS Zurich, I tried to take some courses around the theoretical physics side. So I did a one semester project which was in gravitational wave, but more on the corrections to gravitational wave in De Sitter universe. So it was more still theoretical, like corrections to Einstein theory. And then my master thesis was also about corrections to Einstein theory, but in early universe. But after that, I realized that these things are very important, but I'm not getting as much joy out of them. For me, observations are very important. So that's how I started going towards gravitational wave, because when I was graduating from my bachelor, that was the time when we first saw gravitational wave. The focus was always about whatever you're doing, is it observable in next 10 years, 20 years?
What are the primary sources of funding for your research?
I'm funded by Swiss National Science Foundation. So I did my PhD from Zurich. Switzerland has this very nice program which they support their PhD students if they win some funding from them to go abroad any place in the world for 2 years for a postdoc. And if they feel like, they can also come back for 1 year so that they can bring those skills back. Certainly, the program will not survive after 2 years, but that's how I'm funded here.
How do you typically meet new people around campus?
Meeting new people as a postdoc is more challenging than meeting as a student, because you're not taking any classes. In principle, you don't have anything common except going to seminars together. But fortunately, New York University has a strong postdoctoral affair office and also Office of Global Support, which organize events. So like recently I went for a coffee tour of Lower Manhattan, or we went to like the walking tour of this area, some comedy tour club and other things. So there are some like social event organized by postdocs for postdocs. Yes, so you have to really get out of your comfort zone also. If you have some hobby, you can also meet people.
In what ways do you see your work making an impact at this point?
I think one of the things which we do not understand very well, as I was saying, that our universe has grown from smaller galaxy merging into bigger galaxies, and this process in human life can take up to like hundreds of years. However, we understand some things, we don't understand some other things, and because gravitational waves are probing this kind of physics around black holes, which we cannot in principle see using electromagnetic waves, that means you're learning something about what is happening in galactic nuclei. And the focus of my research is how can we use this gravitational wave, which we only see for like 4 years, to reconstruct the millions years of evolution history, which can tell you how black holes interact with their surrounding in galactic nuclei. So if your focus is understanding how the universe grow, how do galaxies form, how do galaxies merge with each other, which will go towards the ultimate question of how did we get there, then I think my research has that impact.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Tiffany. This is very important to have some public outreach.